friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And I'm here today to talk about houseplants that are good for air purification. And I'll also be making sure to point out which ones are toxic, mildly toxic, and non-toxic. And this is going to apply to pets and to children. So when I say that, those are going to be the plants you either may want to rule out having in your home, or at least keep them in a place that your children and your pets cannot get to them. Before I go on to my list, you can see here, this is one of my several aloe plants. Well, there's more than one in there now because there's some young ones I need to, just like my other one. My other one's even worse. It's just packed full of baby plants and I keep forgetting to separate them out. I need to get them out and yeah, and put them somewhere else, or at least give them away or something. But anyway, aloe, by the way, I brought this out because this is one of those at the very top of the list. But before I go into the list, let me go ahead and explain that just a few of the positives about having house plants, even of any kind, really. And that is just having them in your home will help increase your mood and productivity. That's important. Both of those are very important. They relieve stress and fatigue and also help with memory and concentration. So it's interesting. A lot of this is related to our mental health, having houseplants. So I think that's pretty cool. But the main purpose of this video is just that having a plant in your home will help to detoxify the air. And each plant will have its different types of toxins that it's better at pulling out of the air than others, but they're all good. So as most of us should know by now, if you remember from science class, the plants will breathe in carbon dioxide and then release oxygen. And so this makes a great exchange. So this is why they believe that talking to your plants, one of the reasons why it helps to stimulate your plant's growth is because you're getting close to the plant and you're actually breathing on the plant. And so it's taking in that carbon dioxide that it needs for survival, and then in turn giving us back oxygen. But it also is purifying that air as it does that. So it's just very cool. I mean, God knew what he was doing when he gave us plants. There's no doubt about that. So let's go over this list of plants. Again, any plant can help purify your air and help with any of these other things I mentioned. There are some that are just especially good at that. So let me go ahead and read these off. I'll be adding either mildly toxic, toxic, or safe, so you can determine which is going to be best for your home. So I already mentioned aloe vera. Now this one surprised me as it was labeled as mildly toxic, yet you can actually consume the gel from the aloe itself, and it can be very good for many health ailments. And I have listed it in a couple of other videos where I was talking about some of the best things you can take for various ailments that you're dealing with. And so that one kind of surprised me a little bit. And I know people drink aloe juice. I didn't find specifically why it was labeled as mildly toxic. So maybe it's just one of those you don't want your pets to be chewing on or to be giving to children under a certain age. So I recommend looking into that for yourself. Personally, I think, generally speaking, aloe should be one of the top ones on your list and is pretty safe for most people. And then there's the spider plant, a very popular one that is also very easy to grow and is safe, non-toxic. The snake plant, I used to have one of these and I'd like to get one again because I love the looks of these plants, but really great for air purification, but it is mildly toxic. The ficus, another one I love, so also known as a weeping fig. Now this one is toxic, so again, be very careful about having this one in your home or where you're going to put it. Bamboo, this one was a little confusing to me too. I love bamboo as a house plant. I used to have one years ago and then I ended up killing it somehow. I had it alive for the longest time, for years, and then one day it just up and died. But you can just have some beautiful bamboo plants in your home, but when I looked up whether or not it was toxic, it said both yes and no. But it didn't seem very clear because I know that bamboo shoots, when I make a hot and sour soup, I like adding bamboo shoots to my hot and sour soup, or you can use them in stir fries and stuff. Bamboo shoots are eaten quite often. So it didn't really clarify what I found. It might be the leaves that you have to watch out for. Basically anything your kids might try to chew on. So you can look into that one for yourself. The Dracaenas. The Dracaenas is another popular one that is easy to grow and very great for cleaning the air, but is also toxic. Rubber plants, as I'm sure you can imagine by the name, it is toxic, but it is a great one for cleaning the air. And a lot of people really like the rubber plant. Peace lily, mildly toxic. The parlor palm, I love parlor palms, and those ones are safe. Christmas cactus, which can be very beautiful. It's often called Christmas cactus because it usually gets flowers on it, either in a bright pink or a bright red, right around Christmas time, but they can get flowers anytime. There's different varieties that get flowers at different times of the year, but it is a beautiful plant and typically pretty easy to grow and is safe as well. And then the one I added in here to the list myself are culinary herbs. So they might not be at the top of the list for purifying the air, or maybe it's simply because people don't think of culinary herbs as being houseplants, but especially if you have a good, warm, very natural sunlight lit place in your home that you can grow your culinary herbs. Maybe you have a south facing kitchen window. That's actually ideal because they're right there in the kitchen and you can just use those as they're coming in. So I mentioned this because for those who are able to grow culinary herbs inside, and there are some that can do very good, like basil and sage, there's quite a few that can. I haven't had a lot of great success with it. I've done basil, never did super great. It always kind of limps along when I grow it inside. But you can try it and see if it works for you. Some people can do very good. A lot of it's going to depend on your windows, where you're located. Does your area get enough sun? Because a lot of these herbs need more sun. But I have a friend that she has a south-facing kitchen window and grows her basil in there. And because our area, even south-facing, is so dark year-round, her basil also kind of limps along, but she still uses it. It's still something. It's still a little bit of fresh herb that you can get coming in that can also be helping to clean the air, and you can get some other uses out of it as well. All right, well, that's it for my list on house plants that you can grow to help clean the air. And if you have any other ideas, suggestions you want to throw in there, please put those down below, as well as making sure you list whether or not, if you know, they are toxic or safe or mildly toxic, and what are your favorite ones to grow, and so on. And don't forget to read the comments down below to get some more ideas. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.